Integers, so exciting. Okay, so integers, you should know what an integer is. An integer is a positive and negative whole number. So no fractions, no decimals. It can be positive or negative. And we should be familiar with this number line, right? We have 0 right here in the middle. And then this is the positive direction. And then if you go to the left, it's the negative direction. Right? So if you've seen a coordinate before, right, like our x, y, we know the x, right, it's positive to the right, negative to the left. Same deal. Okay, so when we're doing like word problems, the words that we'll see is for getting larger is going to be like increase or gain. And then some of the words that we'll see when we're getting smaller is decrease, drop, loss. Sometimes it'll be like you paid money, right? Or you owe someone money, something like that. Because you're going to have some word problems. Okay, super simple. We have our number line. We want to do it visually. Obviously, I know some of you can just do this in your head, but you sort of want to have a good visual representation. So we start at 0, for we have 7, so we go to the right 7, and then we go backwards negative 5, right? So we start here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we end right here at 2, which is our answer, right? So you should be able to do this in your head or with a calculator, but you also want to be able to understand like what's happening on a number line. Okay, for the next one, this time we're starting negative. So we go, start at 0 always, we go negative 8, and then we turn right around and we're adding 6. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. Wait, well, I went to 9 on my picture. Hopefully you did it right. And we should have ended right here at negative 2. Right? And then here we have an example of 2 negatives. So we have negative 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we go out even more negative, another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we end right here at negative 8. And a good way of thinking about these, if you have trouble doing it in your head, is like money, right? So like if I had $7 and then I spent 5, now I have 2, right? Whenever you add money, it's a little bit easier. Even these negatives, like negative numbers are actually really annoying. But if you think of like, okay, I owe $3 and then I owe $5, like, wow, I'm even more in debt. Like, I suck at managing my money. Now I owe $8. All right, now we have a reverse problem. So I gave you the chart and I want you to figure out what the numbers are. So do that one real quick. Right, so we have the 5. We start with 5. And then we're adding, since this is called adding integers, we have adding, even though some of you already know it could be minus. And then we have to go here. We start here at 5 and we have to count. So here's 5 and then we have another 4, so it's actually negative 9. So 5 plus negative 9. What? Okay, and then finally, this is what you guys were talking about before, double signs. Don't get confused with these. So double signs is when 2 signs are next to each other. Right? So, do you guys know what happens when you have a negative and a negative? Yeah, it turns into a positive, right? So some people like to connect it into a long one, or you could just rewrite it. So instead of 4 minus negative 6, it becomes 4 plus 6, which is 10. And then this one gets tricky sometimes. It doesn't matter if there's a negative in front here. It only matters if there's 2 signs next to each other. So don't get confused about this negative in the front. We only care about the double signs right now. So this turns into a positive. We have negative 9 plus 3. And then we should, if we think about that in money, or you can use the number line, -9 plus 3 is -6. Good job. All right, that is it for adding integers.